Meeting with a psychologist. I'm interested to see what he has to say.
So how much time does it take out of your day?
On the slow days, it's 2.5, 3 hours a day. But on some days, it's 5 or 6 hours a day. It's becoming like more vicious. Like just talking about it, just thinking about it in my head, you know, get like slightly anxious about it.
How old were you when you started really? Were you like in high school?
Just starting, just around there.
So what was going on? Were things going well?
Around that time, I mean, you know, the parents going through divorce, things like that. Things weren't working out well, you know, inside the family. It's not easy being in a home like that.
No, it's not.
So,
yeah,
I mean, could have been doing better.
I mean, you think about it, you get this situation where you're living in a house and things are not stable. So, what are you supposed to do?
Well, yeah, you find the extra frustration and stress you're feeling, you find some outlet for it.
Yeah. But the problem is, it works, but it works up to a point.
That makes sense.
I think the bigger question is like, well, what are you trying to do?
That's a really good question. I don't really know how to answer that because sometimes even after you knock one out of the park, there's not like this rewarding feeling necessarily on the inside. I do obviously love it, but you just keep trying to do it, although you're all beat up and maybe not deriving the pleasure you felt you would.
Anytime that you've got somebody who is exclusively focused and so intensely focused on one thing, it excludes other things. It excludes people, relationships, interests. If you don't have the breadth, then what happens is your life doesn't feel as satisfying as it should.
Trying to pull back on the training seems like it'd be hellish. I've built so much of my life around it, and everything that I do is vested in the training itself.
Jeff doesn't feel that he's being successful anymore in ways that really satisfy him. That means there's something else going on that you need to be attentive to. This isn't a way of coping that ultimately you're going to be able to use forever. And so I think if you were able to spend more time doing other things that matter, I think it's going to be substantial for you.
How does someone with the propensity to go 90 miles an hour all the time, how do I learn to back off?
You're going to have to do things that feel uncomfortable to you. You're going to have this emotional pull that's going to be very powerful, that's going to say, do more, get into the gym, I'm slacking off. But you're going to have to force yourself to back off of things because you've decided they're not the right thing for you to do.
The somewhat scary thing about that is it doesn't seem that possible to change. I feel locked and loaded the one direction.
The thing about change is initially it feels incredibly weird. And then gradually you get used to the experience that you're having that's different.
I imagine it would come down to, do I feel like, you know, now's the time to attack some of those?
It's just like the gym. Do you want to do the work? It's absolutely work.
Well, thanks again. I think Dr. Sean brought up some really good things. We talked about the dedication, all the time that goes into it. Go! It was a moment for pause because like, oh wow, I'm overly committed to one thing and nothing else. So it does kind of make you think, is this worth it?